Over 100,000 people watch this video, and the number one question is, where do I buy it? And the number two question was, how safe is it actually? I flew to China just to answer these questions. Today I'm in the Lamett factory, and what I'm holding right here is limestone. This is probably one of the most common materials available on Earth. Lamett uses a 90 to 95% pure limestone in order to make this product. So it's actually a real stone product. I'm in Shanghai, and this is a multi-million-dollar house, right? But don't forget about that part. What I'm gonna show you is how every single element of this house is used and shaped by the crystal stone Lamett. Let's go inside. This house is spectacular. Now, we're in Shanghai, and this is probably, I don't know if this is one of the best neighborhoods, but this is a house. Like, I'm totally jealous of what I have versus what they have, but in a good way. This is a Chinese home, has a lot of Chinese elements in it, but there's also some modern touches in it that just wow me. Every single thing in this house is designed with Lamett. So this is like the ultimate idea of seeing something not inside a showroom, but in practical everyday living. This is somebody lives here. An entire family lives here. The walls, the ceilings, and even some of the furniture fixings that I'm going to show you are all Lamett. These are Lamett cabinets, top to bottom, like I said, everything. Now here's the thing, these feel wonderful. I don't know if you ever had like a nice shampoo bottle that is a matte color, but it feels almost like soft like a teddy bear. That's what these feel like, and every single one of these are obviously push with soft close. Amazing. You can see the detail, the curves that come along with this, and this is the same material that's made out of those cabinets. If you look at the wall, we got that soft touch, but then you can throw in another one. This is like a stone feel, like a black stone feel. It feels amazing. And then you look down here, and everything is it's no 45-degree angles met together. This is one piece that's bent all the way underneath. And this is obviously giving you your granite colors and your granite look. When you're doing finishes on a house or on a project, it's the most important thing. It takes the longest. And the reason why it takes the longest is because you're calling so many different subcontractors in to do the same thing, right? So the flooring guy is different. It's a wet install. Typically, most people are using tile or marble. It's a wet install. If it's a new house, cool. If it's you're demoing a house, you gotta demo it. Then that takes a day or two. Then you gotta do a wet install. That takes time before you can walk on it again. So you have all of these things, but now you're able to do everything with one installer that knows the product in and out. And that's why Lamett is so smart. I'm here to answer the questions today about, is this safe and how it's actually made? I'm going to show you and take you inside this massive 300-acre factory to show you what it's like. This is the limestone. This limestone, it gets grinded down to a powder, and then it uses a little bit of what we know as PVC. This is what mixes everything together and holds it together. So this is a complete stone product. Now this limestone is in this container here. So it's heated at a very high degree, and these two materials are combined together, turned into this very miracle product called Crystal Stone by Lamett. The main component of this product is those two ingredients. Now the difference is this product is not glued together. It's heated, and it's heated together to create the base of the actual product. Now what you're looking at here, this light fill, is the wear layer. So every single Lamett product has a wear layer. And what's so important is that the wear layer on this product is 0.5. I want you to come with me and check this out. So this is where the wear layer and the natural two products that I just showed you, the stone
and the pure PVC, and that's very important. That's what makes it so different. The pure PVC and the limestone combined. So 95% limestone, it means that it has to be pure. Now these two things are put together not by glue, but by heat. And this is what gives it its low VOC. But what's very important is this massive big roll. This gives the actual product its character. So when you touch it, it feels like real wood. So you're using a stone-based product that lasts a very long time, but you're getting the feel of real wood. Myself is, how do you get these to actually look and feel like real wood? They actually take real wood and make these molds so it resembles exactly like this. And these are very, very expensive. If you could come in and look at the camera, I'm running my hand across this, and this is what it feels like when you're actually walking on it. And so there's a lot of these, a lot of different patterns. Not every single one of the products itself has the same actual pattern, because not every wood's the same. This product, when it comes out, it's still warm, but these spans are now cooling it. Now remember, this is the SPC, or the crystal stone, combining these two things together to be able to create. And then what you saw, that white paper is now clear. That's the wear layer. 0.5 wear layer that goes on top, meaning that it protects the product for a very long time. And then what happens is the excess is then cut off. The excess is then cut off of the actual product. And now you're left with this now very tough and hard product that started from 2 powders and becomes something. And we'll keep going down this line. Then the product is cut into certain sizes, and then every single one of these pieces are then inspected by someone, and I'll show you. So every single one of these pieces are inspected. Even the strip that came off of this is then recycled. It goes back into the machine, it's grinded up, and then it's put back into the same process again. So they don't waste anything because they just lose too much money. So you can see down here, there's so many lines doing the same exact thing, and every single line is doing a different product. Now I'll even show you on this side, there's even more doing the same exact thing. So this product, it feels exactly like the mold that we were showing before, and this is where the waste goes, and then that waste is then recycled back into product. This product, when it comes off this line, is really only about 30 or 40% complete. Now, I'm speaking very loud and I'm gonna probably lose my voice for this video. But what happens is, these products here are about 30 to 40% complete, and then it gets added. So there's 3 different lines when it comes to Lamett. You have the 3 different grade of products. And depending on what grade of product it is, that's what happens on the back layer. So your most expensive product, which I believe is Uranus or Mercury, I don't remember exactly. They get so many, the cork backing, different, and then, but this has to go through a whole nother process. It has to go to the CNC machine to get tongue and grooved to be able to have its patented lock system put in place, which I'll take you to that side of the actual manufacturing process as well.
I want you to look at this detail. Everything is a step down here, right? And being able to do this with one product and being able to be seamless like this is absolutely crazy, and being able to go floor to ceiling. Blends together so easily. The reason is because there's over 1,500 different colors and patterns that you can use throughout this entire house. What I want to do now is we just came into the main house, and I want to go downstairs and kind of show you that area before we go into the kitchen and show you some of the amazing things in here. But before I do that, I want to show you how they put the doors in. So if you look here, this looks like one wall. It's not completely a hidden door, but it's a door that is not totally noticeable, if you know what that means, right? You've got your thresholds here in between the door and the actual wall, but it makes everything look so modern, and it feels so smooth. This entire door is Lamett. Everything in here is Lamett. And I know I'm not going to say it 1,000 times, but look at it. And what I'm noticing here is even the floor itself uses the same material throughout the entire house. And this is another detail that you should look at, right? So if you look at this wall threshold near the window, there's no 45 again. This is one piece that's bent from the lip of the window all the way down. And that's amazing. Now this is the natural sunlight room, where inside the traditional Chinese home, you can hang some of your clothes. I don't know if you guys ever been to China, but this goes up and down, and you can make this out of the way, or you can put it in the way, and then the ceiling closes. But now we're in the basement, right? And one thing you all know about basement typically floods. Well, if it did flood, you don't have to worry about it because Lamett is waterproof, fireproof, and it's termite proof. So being down here in the basement, it doesn't matter. So Lamett will never have this issue. Now, this is for my American friends. We typically use what we call drywall. Some people, it's called different things all across different countries. But when you use drywall or cement rock wall, typically in the basement, if it ever floods, you have to cut like the bottom 2 feet off because the water seeps up into it. Here you don't do that because Lamett has its own baseboards. So they cover the walls with its own baseboards, which is made out of the same crystal stone material that they use for everything else. So it's waterproof, fireproof as well. So this is a practical application to it. If you look here, this is the herringbone model that you could put on the floor or you could do on the actual wall. And then you have an accent piece actually made out of the same material as Lamett. So the versatility in this product is absolutely amazing. Look at this green, kind of like a fish scale or type of material. You've got the green, you've got the silver color, and you're able to match these together to be able to get kind of just an architect's or the designer's dream, right? To be able to get every single color and everything you want. Now, if you look here in this downstairs sitting area, you see that you're able to blend so much together. Now, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but this is what you call a textured Lamett wall. Like you can literally just put this on here without having to paint it. You won't have to repaint it because it doesn't fade. And then you mix it with the granite type thing. And this gives you the ability to kind of mix and match and do different types of things throughout this entire area. And look here, the same feeling, smooth feeling you have is for the ceilings. Let's check this out. The door obviously automatically opens. It will close by itself too if I don't hold it for 5 seconds. But this is like, has a piano, it has some alcohol here. It's like, this looks like a traditional Chinese tea room, but it's not tea, it's some liquor. So for you guys, you can put that anywhere you kind of want. If you see these doors, they're closing by itself. It's just crazy amazing. So this is a hallway down here. And this is just another version of why this is so cool. You have these smooth walls, the hidden doors. Now let's go into the area where the housekeeper is going to be spending a lot of time. You got that fish scale, everything's built in. You have another bathroom in here. Same idea. You got the same idea where this is a downstairs bathroom, right? So this is probably for the housekeeper. And what you can tell is the floor is the same all the way through in the threshold, right? The design in this entire house is amazing. Obviously the architect and the designer had an amazing fun time being able to use 1,500 colors. But now we're looking at this grand area that goes all the way upstairs. What I want you to kind of pay attention to is the flooring, right? And not only flooring, but the tread here on the actual floor. These are one piece. So if you know too much about finishing, one of the things that always happens in tile and everything like that is that you got grout. And grout is an issue outside the bathroom, in the bathroom, but typically on stairs because a lot of people are walking using the stairs all the time. There's usually a 45 degree here that usually gets dirty. It's hard to clean. Lamett solves that because it uses one piece that is able to go over and down. You never have to worry about cleaning this, but it's also the material that they use on the stairs is slip resistant. A lot of people fall on the stairs, and I'm sure they're using the high-end version of the Lamett where it has a cork backing where if somebody does fall, you get a little cushion. Now, if you look at some of the design details here, this is obviously one piece, right? But look what you're able to do here. You would have to probably use several different materials or use wood, and the idea of it cracking, you know, basements typically hold moisture and all these type of things. But just look at the ability. Look at this. And the cool thing is this thing goes all the way up, right? It's literally one piece going all the way up. And I'll show you as we go upstairs. But instead of using glue to put this one down, this is the magnetic backing. This literally is slapped on there with the magnetic backing and it won't go anywhere. Now let's check out this children's room. This is practical use. Now you may see this in the actual showroom, but now I'm showing you in a living space where a child actually lives, like a family lives in this house. And this is a complete usable and functional room. And this is amazing. I know my son would love this room, right? He already thinks he's an astronaut. So this is everything that a kid's dream would be. But what's more important about everything in this entire house, there's no MDF. Now, MDF board is a common material that we use all across the world, but how MDF is made is important. It takes a bunch of different woods and it puts it together and presses it. Now, what keeps MDF together is glue, and that glue typically and most of the time is always filled with formaldehyde. Now, formaldehyde is a cancer-causing carcinogen that actually gets people, young kids typically have asthma, breathing problems. So this entire room smells fresh. Like, you do not smell any glue. You're not smelling that new car smell, which is formaldehyde. You don't smell any of that. This entire room is child safe. So the moment that this room is installed and the kids are able to come in it the next day. I don't know how this looks on camera, but I'm just so impressed with this house and how everything. Now, if you look at everything here, even this basin here, that this piece of furniture here that's holding this plant is actually made out of Lamett as well. So the opportunities for something like this are just endless. You literally do it with everything.
So we're transitioning to the other part of the factory. Now, keep in mind, this is a 300-acre campus, and this is not even the biggest facility they have, but we got to use a golf cart to get to different places. So I was yelling. If I yell like that through this whole video, I'm going to lose my voice. So hopefully this next side is quieter. But we're going to the place where they actually cut and create the lock system. Now, what's special is the lock system that they have is a patented lock system that allows it to be watertight. And I'll show you that later as well in the R&D lab to show you how they test and prove that this is Loctite. Meaning that you can use this on places that get water. Like, for example, if you use it in the bathroom, you use the glue. In some places, you don't have to use glue at all. So I'm going to show you the lock system, and this seems to be a quieter part, so let's go now.
Now, the product has come to this part, but before it got here, they pressed on a backing. Now you can see this black backing. It's added a little bit more protection and backing to the actual product. So it goes into here, and depending on what flooring, now remember, this is only the flooring division. This is gonna get cut into whatever it's designed to be for. So I wanna show you that side of it as well. Here, where this machine, I can hear it cutting. It's now cutting that same product, and now it's split in half. And if you can see here, wow, this is pretty cool. So now you can see that same product from the previous place is now cut into half, and then it's going in here, and I can hear it being cut again in this machine. What's happening here is that semi-finished product that you saw over there now going through a lock system. This machine here is cutting in the lock system, and we may be able to see it on this other side. And it's cool. If you actually look on the floor here, that's what this machine is doing, is creating this lock system. Now this is seamless. I mean, it's watertight. It's very watertight here. Try doing that to your floors at home. So now walk with me over here. If you look closely with the camera, you can see now that the tongue and groove has been cut in there. That lock system is now put inside there. And each product, he's gonna put this into the other side. And now you can see kind of like the final product. And if you come close, you can see now there's a tongue and groove that's put in there. And this thing is rock solid. And it's actually still warm coming through everything. This room has some type of microscope or whatever it is that looks at the lock system at a very tiny level. So whenever, I guess, so many pieces, they're looking at the lock system to make sure that it fits exactly. Manufacturing still blows my mind. To see this product go from dust to a product that you're gonna put in your home is crazy. And remember, this is just the flooring side of things. There's so much more to this than just the flooring side of the business. You got the wall panels, you got the baseboards, you've got all this stuff. Now, if you look around, that same product is being packed now. This is the packing division. I know it seems so simple, but there's so many calculations that go into actually making this product. But this is why Lamett is different than everything else. And trust me, I've spent so much time looking to so many different factories across China and other places, and this just keeps beating
everything else. This warehouse is quiet. It's almost one of those new dark Chinese warehouses where everything is done by computer, but this is where they keep a lot of the stock. This is a Lamett packaging and everything is precise. All the corners are protected, everything like that you would expect for when products are going to be traveling across the entire world. Every individual panel is wrapped and then it's put on this pallet and it goes out. So most of your common ones are kept in here. I just wanted to show you that, but there's other parts of this. And I want to show you also inside, which I think is the most impressive side of it, which is the R&D lab, where all the research and development goes into this product. So a lot of us just walk into a house and there's flooring or there's wall panels, but what goes into actually creating a product that actually works, that is tested. And then you're going to get to see how rigorous the testing is to be able to get a product approved in so many different countries, right? Because this is in the EU. They own the largest floor manufacturer in the United States. They have the largest one in China. They just have the biggest. So it's so many different things. We're going to go to another side now.
Now let's go to maybe one of my favorite places in the house, the kitchen, because I love to eat. Let's check this out. This is a dining area, and this dining area, I would see the top here is not made out of Lamett, but the base is. The base is made out of Lamett. This entire arch here is made out of Lamett with these different glasses. The entire ceiling is made from Lamett materials. And it just blows your mind. And I think I've said Lamett probably at least 3 dozen times already. It just blows your mind that one material can look so different and be so versatile and use it in an entire house, especially a house this size. So I want to go into the kitchen area, if they don't mind. There's people that can't working, which is okay. They're preparing lunch. No, it's okay. Okay, how are you? They're preparing lunch. So come on in. I want to show you all the kitchen cabinets are obviously made out of the same material. Now, it's cool that somebody's actually in here cooking because it's showing that this is practical use. This is not a showroom where everything kept in pristine condition. This is being used by everyday family, and you can see that the housekeeper's here making some delicious lunch. But look at these. Where's the refrigerator? The refrigerator is behind here. You can come around, you can see that the Lamett panel is connected directly to the refrigerator door, being able to give you the actual seamless for your entire kitchen. Even these little beads here are just all made out of the same material, the crystal stone Lamett. The entire thing. I can show you this. I think I know what I'm doing. Okay, maybe I'm breaking something. Yeah, I just press the button and the fridge just opens. So I don't even have to press it and push it open. If I just hit this button, the fridge opens by itself. I don't want to disturb it. Tell it keep making the food. It smells so good. I see some sugar over there. Now, if you look at this is also, press this, and the entire spice cabinet, which is where I like to live, the spice cabinet just comes open and it's there and everything. And it's hidden, it's out of the way, but this is also just another practical use. I completely love this entire kitchen. It's designed well and it uses everything that you can kind of see that Lamett has the ability to use. I'm thankful for the ability to be able to even come into a house like this and show everything that, you know, how the practical use. I love the bends. It's the details. It's the details. I think what they should do is just close down the other showroom and just keep this house open. But I don't know if the family would love doing that. So look, I just want to take you down this hallway. You can see these same semi-hidden doors. It just gives you that new modern feel. But look here, this is an accent wall. This accent wall has many different layers to it. You have this black here, which is wood feeling, and then this is also Lamett with the LED lights around it. So you're using the same material to create your accent walls. You don't have to call in some other artist. This room, you can see, is probably not used that much. This looks like a older son or something, but everything in here is also Lamett as well. Floor, ceiling, but just being able to have these design elements through everything is amazing. Look at this. I haven't seen these in the showroom yet. These are all Lamett, and you're able to give what we call like a tray ceilings. These ceilings go up, and it's all used in the same material, so you're able to give such a heightened dynamic to make this room look bigger. It's a smaller room, but when you put those tray ceilings in there, it gives it a much bigger feel. Even the bed, this bed right here, everything around it, the backboard for the bed, the baseboard for the bed, is all made by Lamett. It's the same material. It's the same material. And for everyday people watching this video, You may say, okay, that's cool. But for developers and for builders, they understand that using one material through, 80, 90% of a house really cuts down on the time where you have to call in different subs. And how it works is one sub does something, which is like a prerequisite for the next sub to come. So if this sub doing the floor holds you up, then it holds up everything else. It's just a nightmare. It's giving you not just a straight angle. There's elements in here that are just different. Now I want you to look at this piece right here. You'll never be able to do this with marble. This entire piece here, one piece, this is applied to the wall using a Lamett piece, but it's also magnetically put to the wall, so it's not going anywhere. And then what I also want to show you is you have just a cool design element. Now this is not Lamett, but when the door closes, it creates this double-sided or three-dimensional stained glass window. And then when it's open, you obviously get. So this is one of the wardrobes here. You can see that the entire wardrobe, and this is a material kind of like a cloth material feeling, Lamett. You got an amazing TV wall here, but then the ability to be able to do this, and I don't know if you can see this detail, but this is like sparkle. So this grayish mute color here has like a sparkle in it. Now here's the real wardrobe. Obviously this is where the lady of the house keeps her stuff. You can see these floor-to-wall cabinets. And then here's what's also important. The same floor continues from the room to the closet into the bathroom, and it doesn't have to change. There's no different application when it comes to putting this in the bathroom. On the floor, the wall on the shower is the same. The floor, because it's all waterproof and fireproof, and then you get to add this extra element of granite here on this wall using one piece, bending it so you don't have to do a 45-degree angle. Now, here's something that I want to show you also that I may have showed you in the warehouse. Let me see if I can turn a light on, Rick, real quick. Cool. So you've got this wall here giving you the granite feeling, but then you also have this white granite top, and this is a double vanity sink. This entire double vanity sink is made out of Lamett. So from the floors to the vanity to the countertop to the walls is all Lamett. So now let's go in this room. I know my son will absolutely love this room. This is obviously guys in here. I hope so. He loves Ferrari. Everything's Ferrari, but everything that you see in here, from the cabinets to, this is a very interesting room. You got Ferraris, you've got a music collection with a vinyl player. This person is creative, I can tell. This room looks pretty simple, but the walls are actually textured. This is textured Lamett walls. Like if you painted a texture wall, but like I said, this is not paint. It's never gonna fade, it's never gonna chip. You don't need it. The wardrobe and everything is built here. You can see it's amazing. Let's check out this bathroom. It's a single vanity bathroom, but let's look how crystal this is. Look how clean white this is. The matching. But the cool thing is throughout the entire floor, all you have is a small threshold, and it's the same material used inside the shower to outside the shower and everything. It's like this is a sterile bathroom. Oh, sorry. Go back to sleep. Every single product that you need in your house when it comes to renovations or finishes, period, can be done with one product. I mean, you don't need to call 15 different vendors, which means you don't have to do a wet install. I know I said this in the last video, and I'm just showing you more detail because I didn't really take you to this side in the previous video. I want to show you what's behind the actual company. It's easy to put up a nice and fancy showroom, but to show this 300-acre facility is important. What's different than most factories in maybe America, and I think the rest of the world, is factories in China go up in levels. So they use the vertical space quite well. But this entire floor here is just for cabinets. Now, if you look at this product, this is how your cabinets are made. So the same colors, the same patterns that you have in the floor and in the wall, and you have the SPC and the crystal stone in between. So every cabinet order is custom made. Somebody designs it, it goes into this computer, and the machine does the cutting, and voila, on the other side you come out with cabinets. I want to show you that. So this is an automated CNC machine that's cutting these crystal stone panels. So you went from flooring
into wall panels. Then you have these stick panels that they use for cabinets. This is why you have a research and development team. I remember when I first came here 6 months ago, this was only one line, and then gradually grew this business that didn't exist before into creating cabinets. This same technology, I'm actually bringing it to UAE, to Dubai, to where we're gonna do custom cabinets made out of the same material as well too. This machine has created what looks like to be cabinet doors. Now keep in mind, these are not put together yet. These are samples. So it shows you, wow.
Strong, solid.
This hurts. This hurts. It's fairly lightweight. Feels like it's like solid wood, but it's stone. This is limestone. And the texture, if you can see here, is, you can feel the texture. Now there's different types. This one here feels like a linen pattern. Solid, even has the banding edging on it. But the cool thing, just like all the other products, it's fireproof, waterproof, and termite proof. Oh, I think these are cool. Kind of go around here. I'm gonna step over on this side. Look at that here. I think this color would be amazing in somebody's wet bar. This is a marbling effect of a door or something that goes in a panel. Now they have a 6-sided drilling machine. This is where your door hinges, right? Everybody likes those soft close, right? Those soft close need to have a certain weight for it to work correctly, but it also can't be too heavy because then it won't actually work, because these things can only hold but so much. So these guys' jobs is to put together these before they go out. I would hate this job. I would hate this job. All the cabinets that you could ever need are made out of the same exact products. These guys are doing the assembling, and I'm guessing this product is maybe going into, yeah, these products are finished. These are not gonna go be packed internationally, probably going to some showroom or some customer here in China, but this is pretty cool. So the machine gets these drawings. These drawings are done by a designer, and these are all put into, you can see, bathroom vanities. The machine makes everything, and then it's assembled together. This is Lamett. So this sink is made out of the same thing that you saw before, that big rock crushed into dust. So one solid piece, the cabinet, the drawer. Look at that. Come look how close this is.
That's a
Look at that.
high jagger.
Look at that. And then look at this.
Yeah, for sure.
This has, anybody that's in construction, this has a big curve in it, but it's one solid piece, because this same material can be heated up like I talked about before and then bent. But look at these soft close. And then it integrated a LED strip along the actual top. So it has a drawer inside of a drawer. I'm gonna have so much fun with this in my developments. You've got a leather feeling type material here. You've got a wood, a light wood like a birch wood, and then designed elements. Square here, rectangular here. It's used as a handle. Like it's whatever the designer can think of, it's made. With a small door. Literally, we'll go to the R&D lab and we'll try to do a couple tests. Show you why this product is so advanced, because of a lot of the money that they spend in the research and development.
Inside the R&D lab is probably a couple hundred people that work inside this area alone. If you're sitting here at this table, you're what you call a frontline manager, meaning that everybody in front of you is who's on your team. You can see that everybody here on this manager controls this department of people in the R&D lab. This is an entire team of research and development. So your frontline managers sit here. Along the wall are the directors, the R&D directors. Their offices are on the side. And then inside the middle is where they can have quick huddles and meetings about things that happen. And then I'm gonna take you inside of the actual R&D lab. He's here. Let me just take you inside real quick while everybody's busy. So this product we haven't seen yet. This is a shiny version of the sink top. We haven't seen this on the floor yet in any of the showrooms. So that means they're developing this product.
See like new.
So they're developing new products and they're testing. And inside of here, you can see like the entire catalog of every single Lamett colorway or pattern that they have. And it's surrounded. So this is like a quick huddle. And this is like their entire solution-based. Check this out. Want to talk about bending the material? Now remember, this is 90+% stone, right? Heated at a very high degree with some pure PVC to be able to make it bendable. So this stone product is now bendable with some heat, and that's crazy. But yeah, this is the R&D lab where they test products out, showing everything. I'm gonna walk through. Let's walk through this way, and then we'll go put on some lab coats. I want to be on the R&D lab. Like, look at some stuff. I don't even know if I'm supposed to show you this, but look at this. I might have to cut this out of the video. I'm not sure. I gotta ask permission. This is a fluted crystal stone panel, and nowhere has it been seen yet.
You've never seen it.
I might have to cut this from the video. See? These are textured. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to show this. This is like on the cabinet doors. You can see they create this all in the R&D lab. Now we're on this side of the R&D lab where they actually have the labs. Now, me not being an engineer,
Yeah.
let's come walk through some of these labs and talk about what each one of these labs kind of test. I just want to turn the camera around. Turn the camera around a second. No, come this way. I want to show you
How big is it?
this whole line is just part of the R&D lab. Now these are actual labs. Like if you look inside, you can see that there's 3,000 square meters of just testing the product. So I know some people have never been to China, have maybe only heard horror stories about China. But remember, Lamett is a Belgian brand that is also developed and tested in China and also in America. They own the largest manufacturing floor plant in America. From what I understand, so this is the VOC formaldehyde chamber. This is probably the most expensive machine that they have inside this entire R&D lab because it is testing the VOCs on everything, including the raw materials that come in before. So the big question that everybody asked that had 122 likes was, if it is PVC and if it is a low VOC, prove it, and then this product may be interesting. VOC emissions test chamber. This machine is running right now, but I'm gonna be able to show you guys some results. But if you can look inside, you can see that there's Lamett panels inside there. It's kind of dark, but it's going through a testing phase. So I get one of the scientists or engineers to be able to explain to us kind of what this is. This laboratory here is a physics test room. So they're testing the durability of the product itself. Let's walk inside. What this is doing here, this is testing the abrasions. How many scratches? Remember that wear layer that we talked about at 0.5? How long does it take? How many rotations? And this rotations calculates it in years probably. So many different pieces of equipment that testing. Let's kind of come down here and look at what these guys are doing. This machine here is testing in an office condition. Now, if you come closer, these are wheels that you typically find on an office chair. And they're testing how long before there's a wear in the top layer. And this goes into so much testing. This is not just some product they put together and like, oh, it's cool. There's so many of these different tests that go into this product. And I don't know exactly what this resembles, but somebody with some more insight will be able to share with us. Remember when I told you about the patented locking system that put these two flooring panels together to be able to create a liquid tight seal? So this is how they test it. If you come in close, what they do is they take the two things. You can't even tell there's a lock here, but you can see this is locked together. What they do is they put a ring here, they put water in the ring and they glue the outside. This is going to show if there's any water that comes out on the backside. So I don't want to touch the test, but this you can see is how they're testing it. And each one of these products, they come here and test at different times. So you can see there's a lot of R&D that goes into this. This is not just the miracle product. I don't think there's ever been a video that shows the inside of something like this. And then I remember there was a question that talked about how durable it is, right? The red wine and all these things. So here, what they do is they have many different products. They have red wine, they have bleach, they have all the brands you could think about, and they test these to see what is the impact, what happens to the product under this time. Smoking is quite common in China, but what they do is they put a cigarette out on this over and over again to see when this thing will actually not work anymore. This machine here allows you to speed up the process of sunlight. So what happens is when you're testing the UV layer of a product, you need to make sure nobody can wait 10 years. This machine does rapid amount of time in a short amount. So it projects UV onto the product and then tells you how many years that UV is to show the wear and tear for the UV. So you can see that first of all these equipments are certified by the government, and some of these are do-it-yourself and some of them are certified. This laboratory inside of Lamett is certified by the CNAS, which is the Chinese government, meaning that other companies can actually come here and test their products as well too. This is just them testing the dripping, right? I don't know if you guys ever I had rental properties, a lot of them. If you ever leave a pipe on and you're using a material like stone or something like that, it will actually start to show wear and tear. So we're back in the VOC room where they do the VOC testing, and I'm here with Jing. Okay,
Yeah.
what is your title here? What do you do in the R&D department?
He is the training department director.
Okay, so I had a question in my video where people were saying, if it is low VOC, how is it, and what type of test do you do to give that, and can we see the reports?
所以它的总量是非常非常低的，非常安全的材料。那其实核心利用的就是在我们原材料当中不添加其他的一些有害的物质，而是利用树脂去进行一个原材料的粘合啊，所以我们才可以做到这么低的一个 VOC 的释放数值啊。
So obviously every material has its downside. How is this better or worse than natural material like marble or granite or something like that?
或者我们有很多的这个网友可能会对我们这个材料的放射性有所疑问，因为我们这个材料是从这个天然石材当中提取的。那我们这个石材的品种，我们会选择石灰岩。那之所以选择这个石灰岩的主要原因，就是因为石灰岩当中的氡气含量是非常非常低的。那我们知道放射性的主要来源就是因为氡气的衰败。那石灰岩当中的氡气值含量是极低的，低到几乎无法检测。所以呢，我们的这个原材料碳酸钙从石灰岩当中提取出来之后呢，它的放射性含量是极低的。我们也有相关的检测报告可以来证明我们这个含量啊。所以有网友疑问的话，我们可以发我们的检测报告啊。
Okay, very good.
All right, well, there goes your answer, but we'll continue going, and I'll actually put some of the test reports
That's
about
what he said.
about this actual product so you can kind of read it for yourself. But obviously, you can see by the size of the R&D lab and all the certifications they have, not only in China, but the entire world, the EU and Japan, which is probably some of the strictest, Japan is probably some of the strictest standards across the world when it comes to health and safety into products. So all of these products are passing all of those and well below any of the other products we can go through. But there's a small test that I do want to show you inside of the showroom laboratory to show you the rise of the formaldehyde and what formaldehyde actually is. So I hope that answers your question. 122 people like that question. Hopefully this answers it for you. Now we're going to go into the oven room. Now what the oven room does is it tests the product under 80 degrees in high heat with wet and high heat with dry. And it just wants to show how the product reacts to that. This is an air-cooled solar climate color fasting tester. Wow, that was a mouthful. Yeah, UV, yeah. And then all of these are ovens of sort that test the product under its type of what happens when it gets hot. 80 degrees, it's tested at. Whether it's wet 80 degrees or dry 80 degrees, it's testing it in this laboratory so that they put out a product. And this is why they give a warranty. They give a warranty because they've already tried everything. So that the likelihood of you actually coming back because a product happened like this is very slim to none. And even if it does, they'll replace it for free. In order to have a very solid product, you need to be testing the raw materials that actually come in to create that product. So this is where they test the VOC contents of the product. They test the purity of the actual limestone that they're getting, and they test the purity of the PVC that they're receiving. Because if you start with bad product, you end with the bad product. So every batch is tested so that they make sure that the final product is pure as it can be and has low VOC. And this is just another reason why this is different than any other laboratory or any other manufacturing facility in China. I asked Nabil, I said, why are you not using Lamett floors inside the lab? They said, well, lab standards say that you have to use this product, but look what this product does. Maybe they'll change that standard in the future and say you can start using Lamett, because it won't happen. This laboratory does the floor heating system. So now some of you live in cold climates, Germany and other parts of Europe, but even other parts of America where you have underfloor heating. Matter of fact, in my house, my ranch in North Carolina, I have underfloor heating, meaning that the floor is going to be heated by some type of thermal energy underneath. How does the product react to that? Well, they have to test that. In order to test that, they got to create the laboratory for that, and that's why they're able to give those guarantees. Different types of laboratories, and they have it over and over again. Here you can look into this room, and you can see this is what underfloor heating looks like. So these are mats that you typically would see when you install underfloor heating. They also have like a radiator heating that you typically see in places like New York City. How does it react? They put it down, they test it, they see how it reacts, and they make adjustments. But they've been doing this so long that also another facility that's doing, because there's many types of underfloor heating, and they test it to make sure. This room here is a sound test room. So many people live in apartments, especially Dubai, UAE, apartments. There's a bunch of apartments, and you don't want to hear your neighbor upstairs playing with their kids or doing whatever they're doing when you're downstairs. So what they do is they create a sound test room, and they be able to determine what type of backing is needed, right? They need to reduce the sound in the flooring. So let's check this out. So this is to simulate floor upstairs. So let's actually go upstairs real quick. So this is their top of the line series. And the top of the line series is named Uranus, right?
Yes, and it's unique pattern, like only the patterns only us.
So this is their top of the line Uranus. It's 10 millimeter thick. It's got cork backing. It's got a lot of stuff underneath it. Now this is what you would use in mainly like your high-end projects. And this because it is solid. Now why I'm doing this is because downstairs, the person that lives below me will be able to hear. But since this is not a real apartment, they created a sound room so that the microphone downstairs is picking up how many dBs are being tested. Now they're going to do different things with people dancing and doing that. But you see there's a microphone here. This type of microphone is used for acoustic testing. This is like a studio. I'm going to do my mixtape out of here. So this system is showing what is actually going on inside the laboratory. And they have, it's basically this machine connected to this. But now I'm living downstairs where this person was, and I'm, you know, they do the testing with this microphone to see what is the dBs transferred between upstairs and downstairs. And they test different materials from their own and competitors to be able to say, okay, our product is able to take away this many decibels because we have XYZ underneath laying products. So cool. You can think of every testing that you ever need to have. Basically, every single pattern that they've ever created, it's copyrighted, and they have a library of it. Just in case you need to get a replacement 15 years from now and it's still under warranty, we'll pull up the library, they'll test it, and boom, there it goes. So this room here, this room tests the patented lip locking system that they have. So it's a pull test. So they lock it and they pull from either side to be able to get that test, to see how strong it is. And it needs to meet a certain standard so that it stays tight. It stays tight. Now, I don't want to step on any samples. Actually, cool, I'm going to step on it. So this tests the water theory. How good is this? Because remember, Lamett is waterproof, fireproof, termite proof. This room here is the shower test because Lamett flooring could actually go inside the shower as well. So how do you do it? Lamett, when you do it in the shower, you have to glue it down. Unlike like in your living room, you don't have to glue it down, but this is a testing room to be able to show that this material can actually go into the showers.
started out in LVT, rigid LVT, patented SPC, and now they're into something different, which is called crystal stone. So they've had a long history of the flooring business and then going into the whole home system. But what he's doing now, he's taking 6,000 square meters and he's creating a museum of the LVT, rigid LVT, SPC history. And this is something that's probably never been done, but he's so passionate about the flooring industry and about the SPC and the LTV that he's creating a museum to show you the evolution of it now. And now we're in the era of something called crystal stone. Here's some of the other patterns that you can get inside of Lamett. Now this is just the flooring stuff here, but this looks like carpet, kind of feels like carpet. I don't know how you do this, it's crazy. But for offices, like I know in Dubai and UAE, fit outs for offices are very extremely important, but you can see they have so many different patterns. Last time I checked, it was over 1,500, but then every time I come back, I see new patterns and new stuff. This is, it's actually hard to make. You got to pour concrete with the rock in it, bigger aggregates, and then you grind the top layer off to reveal what's underneath. So the terrazzo flare, you got herringbone, you got all different kinds of stuff. I just want to like kind of walk you around this showroom. This showroom is not complete, but I just want to show you this is a showroom here at the factory. Now we're moving into some of the wall paneling section of things, and there's so many different types of different wall panelings. This factory is insane. I hope I answered a bunch of questions, but I still got some more stuff to show you. This video is not over yet. I want to take you to a real life install that's happening right now, and then even a finished product. Like, what does it look like in a real livable home? How do they use it? And then you'll be able to put all this together and be like, okay, this material is pretty cool. Let's use it. Because I know I'm using it inside of my properties. Every one of my properties now are using the flooring, the walling, and everything because it's just so much easier to install. I develop in East Africa, and one of the biggest expenses that we have is shipping. So a container can range you anywhere from 4,500 to 7,000, 9,000 to 10,000. And if you ship marble to East Africa or anywhere in Africa, it's restricted by weight. There's roughly about 68 CBMs inside of a 40-foot container. But what happens is you're not able to put 60, you're not able to fill that thing up because the weight of the marble. Now for me, every time I ship something, I want to make sure that container is packed to the brim. I'm able to do that when I put in these type of flooring and wall panels, and it's cheaper, it lasts longer, you get 10-year warranty plus, and your customers love it because they can literally do anything they want when it comes to design. Like if you look at some of the installs they have in the showroom, you can see this wall and then the wall curves, right? But there's so many different patterns, and inside the showroom, they kind of do a lot of patterns that you typically wouldn't see in a house, but they put everything together to show you a lot of SKUs, like a lot of different product lines. This looks like real stone. I mean, it is real stone, but it looks like the classic material that you would have. You no longer have to use that stuff. This stuff gets installed on site, gets bent on site. I mean, it's just a phenomenal product, obviously. Look at this chic bathroom here. Everything you could ever think of with the double vanity. Remember I showed you upstairs some of the vanities? Obviously, you know, I've done this test before, and you got this ball, the same thing, heavy ball. Imagine like if you had like your perfume bottle and you dropped it, and you would crack your sink and be done. So yeah, cool stuff. I just can't get enough of this thing. I'm just showing you some of the live stream. Obviously in China, live streaming and live shopping is huge. They built out an entire facility just to do live streaming and show the different sets and live shopping. So you can see a lot of the different patterns and a lot of the different configurations they have. Everything you see is Lamett, from the vanity to the mirror to the wall to the floor, everything. They probably make toothpaste. No, I'm just joking, they don't make toothpaste, but you can see everything here is Lamett. And they got different types, man. I mean, look at this combination is pretty cool. I have this as a wall, both of these in my office, but you can see some of the transitions here. It's pretty cool. Look at this shower. Pretty amazing. I've showed you guys this before, but it looks real good, able to match the combinations together. Look at this, to be able to match the vanity with the cabinet is cool. Not only on the face, but the entire inside is the same exact thing with the soft close. Pretty cool. Live streaming setups. I think I might do the same thing in Dubai.
So this is a live streaming set for the kids' room. So everything in this kids' room is obviously the same product, Lamett. They can make so many different things from the flooring to the walls to the ceilings, but I know my son would probably like this. No, he would love this. Between this and dinosaurs, he would go crazy. Another kids set, live streaming setup. Let's kind of walk through some of this. Oh wow, these are all kids sets. Cute for a little girl. Amazing bedroom. Check this out. Yeah, cool. Everything. Oh, this is textured. And another set here as well. But yeah, all for live streaming. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who thought of this one? Was it you? Was it you? A lot of people were watching the previous video, 100,000 people were watching this video, and people didn't know where the category of this product fit in. I saw it in renovations in one-bedroom apartments. I'm seeing it probably in a multi-million-dollar home here, Shanghai, used on the high end of the things. So this product and the 1,500 different colorways, you can pretty much use anywhere in the home because of the versatility, the ability to be able to bend it, right? If you just look here, this is something that is kind of hard to achieve, but you're able to do this with the same one product. You know, one thing I noticed about, I was just walking through the house, and you guys are probably watching some of this B-roll. There's 0 thresholds in the door between different rooms, meaning that those robots that run around cleaning the house when you're at work, there is no interruption for that robot unless you actually close the door. But I really want to just say, I would want to do something like this in my house. I'm going to build something amazing in Zanzibar myself. But this application of Lamett, being able to use it everywhere, is obviously you can do this in high-end homes. You can do this in renovations of your apartments or whatever you want to do. But this material is really versatile. The colorways are absolutely amazing. The types and the feels of materials that are there are endless. And so to be able to see this in a home like this really shows me that the Dubai high-end homes, the UAE high-end homes, this material is absolutely for you. And it's fast, it cleans well. The entire application process to use this is amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video, because this is a true practical use of how Lamett is used in a home where people and the family live every single day. So take some time, watch some of this B-roll, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah. The cat said meow or ni hao? Which one? Ni hao. I said ni hao, right?